remember to keep it up here.
To the moon.
You have to remember.
Race among the stars. Yeah, we haven't had that before, right? Sons of bitches. Just when you thought it was safe.
Nobody has sung into the microphone.
Quand je la prends dans mes bras, elle m'appelle tuba.
What are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying? What is that?
It's La Vie en Rose by Edith Piaf.
I know.
When you give your heart and soul to me,
Yeah.
life will always be.
Oh.
And La Vie en Rose, loosely translated, a life of roses.
Of roses.
But it's really through
Oh, that's such a
rose-colored
fucking
glasses.
lie. It's such a fucking lie.
Yeah. It's what something the man told us to keep us down.
Listen to my son.
Oh my God.
My son loves to scream. Anyway,
Baby
I have you started. Tobin started already. He likes.
Oh, he likes to.
It's great. It's
He
great.
likes to. As soon as you find the donuts, it's Tobin's cue.
Hey, what do you? That goes here. That goes here.
Oh,
Why don't?
I thought it was a dessert
Don't
topping.
put it
I was
out of
gonna
the
put
shot.
it on top
Put
of-
it in.
I
the
hear it's
shot.
made of coconut, so it's edible.
It is actually. You could eat the coconut oil.
Delicious,
You could eat it.
delicious, full of deliciousness.
You might
I'm
be
gonna,
able
I'm
to.
gonna
eat
make
the
an
mango-
adjustment for you.
You might be able to eat the mango butter one. I don't know. Oh, thank you, Rob. Thank you.
You guys can't
What
see
happens?
it.
We
to
don't have
smallish-
Sevier.
most people who
We
slump
don't
is
have
just-
Sevier for this one
This is my
because
close-up.
he had to do something else today. This is Christian LeBlanc. LeBlanc.
LeBlanc.
The
Very
white.
Good, see?
The white.
You don't immediately go for the hard C at the end, like
Oh,
so many
well.
white people.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Americans.
Oh, there we have it. So what? Minnesota?
LeBlanc.
We're one of the square states. I guarantee you.
What
you
is
have to go
it?
downriver
Why-
a piece.
So do you probably know why? Why is it where
LeBlanc
does
is
the white
French.
came from? Yeah, but
Oh,
where did the
LeBlanc.
white come from?
It's an old name. Goes back to 1650.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, every fifth person in France is descended from royalty, but not me. Peasants. Right there on the old records. Plowmen. Although now it'd
But
be
you
a
know
great
that's
nickname.
a hard worker. It's
a
like my
hard
Polish
worker
my Polish stock.
and a pistol in the bed.
We're hard.
Plowmen.
We're hard workers and we're pistols in bed as Polish people.
And that's how we, That's
We
why there's
like-
so many of you
we're
sturdy,
strong
farming
like
folk.
bull. Strong
You'd
like
be
bull.
eating air right now. You think
Yeah.
these cupcakes just make themselves?
No.
It starts with a harvest. Where broad-hipped women,
Yeah.
sturdy men go out into the fields and
Plow the cupcakes.
we
scythe
get
the wheat for the
wheats.
cupcakes because we need gluten.
Yeah,
As you all know, I like extra gluten. That's how tough our ancestors
Exactly.
were.
I don't have any problem with gluten.
Yeah. Oh my God, refined sugar and gluten. I'm gonna die. Yeah. Go ahead. Check out a pogrom, my friends. You really?
Pogrom.
All right. Remember those days? The
Those are my
Poles?
people.
Yeah.
Those are my people.
Slavs.
Well, they were from Galicia, which is completely annihilated. It's part of Poland now, but it was a country.
Right. Right.
Yes. Oh,
and
my
and
son.
he's agreeing with you.
Born of dragons.
Yeah, right.
Son of dragons. I hope he's okay down there. I have a babysitter with
You know
him.
what? As a single mother, all you can do is hope. You're very
It's
busy,
very-
and a lot of your life is going to be, I hope that turns out okay.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever's going
That's-
on with my
that's
child right
actually
now, I hope that works out for me.
completely
I've got to go earn a buck.
That's
Mommy's got to get bail money.
it's true. What he's saying is 100%
100% true. You got to let them free, and if they're meant to be yours, the police will bring them back
Yeah.
right to your door
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
a summons.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how
Far
you
from the
know
truth.
that you've been a good single mother.
It's so sad, isn't it?
Keep them off the pole. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
Keep
you
'em off the
know,
pole. Because that can go either
no,
way
if
right
I could
now.
do that with my daughter, I don't know if I can keep her off the phone.
No, she's pretty much, she's pretty much.
Already. You know what she
don't
did?
wanna-
You know
don't
what she
wanna
did
drag
the
this.
other day? Because it's so funny. Because your kids will just emulate you, and you think, "Wow, where did she get that?" Well, she got it from listening to you, right?
Oh, I remember
people
the
go
whole
like,
bus
"Wow."
episode, the bus driver episode out on Ventura Boulevard.
I don't.
Where you must have said something creative to a bus driver once, and she
No,
just ran
not,
with it.
Not to a bus driver. We drove up to a gas station one time. She went, "Mommy," and I think she was just 2. Are those the assholes? That
Yes.
story. And I was like, "Wait, huh? What? Are those the assholes?" And I'm like, "Natalia, you can't
And you know
say
the
that.
palate still soft?
Natalia, you can't say
Uh-oh.
that." And so then the next day I'm in the car, not with her, without her, and somebody cuts me off. I'm like, oh, thanks a lot, asshole. But I'm just saying it like asshole, like as if that's his name. So she's thinking that's their names.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
And they all congregated.
Do we get to go have a play date with assholes? The assholes? Are we? Mommy, do the assholes
so,
go to school
yes,
with
they
me?
do that. You know, I don't curse. I don't curse in front of my daughter.
Okay.
I don't.
Alleged.
Nobody believes me.
Well, she said
well,
it was
I've
the
been
asshole.
with you. I've been
Yeah, well.
That's not
Oh,
curse
that.
words.
Asshole.
Assholes like but or and. It's like a conjunction used to join two phrases. Like,
It's
did
a
you
compound
see
word.
that asshole?
It's a
driving
compound
the
word.
bus?
Yeah.
It's proper
Yeah.
English. She'd just be
Ass
like, you wouldn't
and a
understand.
hole.
If you took that all away from Michelle, you'd only get some grunting and some low guttural sounds that sound vaguely maternal. And the child would be raised by wolves.
Anyway, she's talking about this girl at school, and the other day, and she and I said, well, can we invite Cindy to Jameson's party? And she says, oh no. And she starts talking about how crazy this girl is. I said, oh, okay. She goes, yeah, she's not my type of girl. And I mean, she's just not my type of girl.
Where did she get that?
Yeah.
I just wonder. You
Where
know,
would she
Mean
have picked
Girls
that
is
up?
on
Just
TV
like,
24/7.
No, not Mean Girls, but you know, I do say that about some. Like, I usually don't get on that well with women who I don't know, are too important about like money and clothes and and hair and things
As
like
you
that.
Can,
As you can see.
We care
You know,
not for
like,
you.
yeah,
You can
like-
judge us, and we might be a little ragged around the edges, but we don't care. What we care about are the important things.
Are these products.
Is the child crying? Feed it some of this coconut.
Here.
It's organic.
So I'll be like, yeah, she's just not my type of gal.
Yeah.
Someone who can't like get dirty and fun, get dirty.
But
you know.
Hey.
Wow. Okay. Plowman.
Not that I dislike them. Not that I dislike them, but
No.
just we're probably not going to hang
No.
out. That's all.
A sturdy
We're
Polish
probably just.
plow
I
woman.
want Polish women.
Yeah, she wants somebody who
listen.
can.
Okay,
you
let's
have that
talk-
baby, you squat in a field, and you keep going. You got
Strong
the.
leg.
See,
Yeah.
I knew having Christian on, I was going to be like a
I know, it's
a
like
lion
pulling out.
tamer,
But I have to
like
tell
a
you,
lion tamer.
I have to tell you,
Okay.
Natalia is fearless, and that's a
Yeah,
gift you
she
gave her.
is.
I remember that, and I remember that little. You were having a birthday party, and no, we were
Was
over at
it
someone's
her-
house,
Okay.
and she went into the kitchen and joined in. And they kind
Oh,
of
yes,
she
at
wanted
Heather
to start
Tom's.
conversations.
Heather
And the-
Tom's.
and the kids were glued to a television, and she was really.
Yeah.
I have never been told I can't be heard. This is exciting for me. And so, when you're talking about my kid, a good mother. Talk more. No, and she jumped into a conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have been terrified just to walk in with strangers.
Yeah,
but
I
she didn't
would've
know
too.
them.
I
She
would've
walked
too.
in and she started a conversation. They said something, and she was very sweet about it and very open, and she wasn't protective about it. She was brave. She went in there and she wanted to talk and have a conversation, and that was one of the most impressive things about her early on, and that
I
reminded
think
me of you.
it's pretty much who she is too.
It is, yeah. You got that right away. Your
Yeah.
mother, Paulette, will tell you that you got the daughter you deserve.
I did.
You
I got
did.
both of the children
You
I
got-
deserve.
Yep.
Because
It's a good balance, though.
I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. I'm not gonna lie. I'm exhausted
You're
all
not
the
gonna have
time.
to wait like 5 years before it
Because-
starts benefiting.
No, because
before.
I was telling a friend, and I'll say this out loud, and people will judge me, and I can take it. But
I'll judge you.
okay.
Right here. Go ahead.
But I was telling a friend about my son because this has not been the worst year of my life. Don't get it twisted. It's not been the worst year. It's been the hardest year of my life.
Well, how's that?
When he has him arriving. 2 children is harder than 1. 7 of course is harder than anything.
8 is even. It's almost exponential.
He comes from
Except-
a family, 7 brothers and
she
sisters.
tells me about the 2.
I know. It's,
2.
it's so wrong.
2 would have
It's
been
so
like,
wrong.
oh my God.
But I'm alone.
I'm an
alone
only
doing
child.
this.
If for 5 were in the room, it was like, yay, we can breathe again. No.
It's true.
2
I know.
No, no, but
Well,
no,
then I'm
you
not gonna
cannot say-
repeat my
no,
story.
No,
Because,
you can't
yeah,
take
now
that
I'm
away
an
from you.
asshole.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I am.
Because this is you did this on your own.
I did this on my own.
And you knew
Like,
it was going to be hard. But it's
why
never
I
as hard as
missed the class of trapping a man into marrying me. I missed the class of trapping a man by getting accidentally pregnant. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, this is a mistake. All my friends have tried to throw that on me when they accidentally got pregnant. I'm like, yo, we know when we can get
but
pregnant.
you know what? You know
Okay.
what? People come up to me, and there's always that question that people ask other people about who don't have kids, and like, do you want kids? Do you eventually have kids? And I
But do
always
they say it
use
with
you.
that vibe? Do they say it with
Not
that
to a
vibe?
man.
Like,
They won't say it to a man.
they
like
don't.
That.
They
They'll
do
say
it to
a woman
women
that way.
all
Oh,
the
yeah, I
time.
hear it that way. But
It's
women,
so-
I'll hear the
it's so
conversation,
uncool.
and then they'll ask my opinion. And my opinion is, I have to want a child like Michelle wanted to have children, because you can anyone. It happens all the time. You can have children when you're married. Oops, I had a not always oops, but it can happen. But you, especially for Natalia, set out with all the doubts and pain and frustration that just the process of getting there, and you still wanted the child. You still.
I know, it's
didn't
shocking.
It didn't turn you away from it, and I know there were times when it was like, whatever.
Well, you
Done.
know what? I'll tell
And
you a
you
little.
did that,
there
but
there weren't those times, but I'll tell you a secret. Is sometimes I wondered if I just wanted to win, because so many doctors
course.
were
What's wrong with
telling
that?
me.
That's.
Yeah, I felt bad though.
I'm an
I
actor
felt like
because
I
I wanted to win. I'm an actor because I
Yeah.
wanted to win.
This show is brutally honest, and if I get a bunch of tweets about, oh my
No,
God,
no,
you just,
because if you wanna
I
say
swear
win
to God, I'm
against-
not only going to block you,
No.
but I'm going to retweet you and quote the tweet,
She'll
like,
come
look
to
at
your
this
house.
asshole. Seriously, because I'm being really honest in my podcast.
No, but I got to
and-
tell you.
But I think that people relate
But
to
people
that.
understand
Yeah.
that. No, you want to win. Sometimes the
It was just-
naysayers and how you're raised, how we are raised, anyone is raised, where you're heard that you cannot, that parameters are
You
put
can't,
so tightly
it's
around
not,
you,
and I'm like,
and you hear
fuck
can't,
you.
And you were lucky
I
enough to have
can't.
another voice in your head, and I have that voice in my head from my parents that said, no, don't tell me what I can't.
Yeah.
I want to do this.
But it's- I
and if I
think-
fail or if I succeed, that's on me. I'm
Yeah.
not that's my lesson to learn.
Not
yours.
everyone is like that. I think just
No,
us.
it's not.
Yeah,
There are
us
people
crazy
fear-run
people.
all the time. And
yeah,
and it
are
doesn't
like
mean we're
that.
not afraid.
And that's
Yeah.
doesn't mean you're not afraid. It's
Wanting to win, being ignoble,
No.
is a loser mentality to bring you
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay,
No,
I guess
wanting
I'm
to win is
old.
awesome.
I guess I have an old snatch. I guess I
Well, there is that. An old snack.
And then we go to that direction.
You know what?
but I guess
That's what
I
we used
mean,
to call old snatch.
I guess I'm old. I'm 40.
And but as long as there's not an ambulance sounding somewhere, we're good. Go ahead.
That disturbs me. Like it's happened now. Where
Yeah.
you don't have to turn on. Bella, is everything okay down there?
Okay.
Oh, he's just
Yeah,
talking.
he just likes to scream. I get that
My-
one. We had a screamer.
my son.
not a
okay, so
screamer.
that's the thing.
I was a-
My son is insane.
Yeah, I
My
see that in his
son-
eyes. They're
My
constantly
son
looking
has
for,
more energy than my daughter, and that's saying a lot. My
Yeah,
son,
that's true.
my son wants to scream all the time. Like, cause I thought, you know what? It's not my fate. It's not my karma, or God won't. Whatever you want to believe, but I felt like I'm not gonna have two insane kids. Like he's gonna be a poet. He's going to be a poet. He's going to be sweet and just play with his little cars in his room. I know I'm going to have a little poet, and he's going to be chill, because it's not my fate to have two insane.
Boys are very different.
My God,
Children.
they're so different.
Yeah, my mother.
I'm just
my mother was
exhausted.
shocked when she got a girl because she did not know what to do.
Yeah.
Because I think women, and I think that was my understanding of it even as a kid, was that because I was older, so I could help raise the that's what will happen.
That's what you do.
Is what you're
It's-
hoping
it's
for. is that
actually
at one
beautiful to
point,
see. No, she's
she
doing it
will
already.
split- yeah, I've seen the
It's
picture. Yeah.
gorgeous.
Oh,
It's
she's
gorgeous.
wonderful. I do remember those first few weeks.
First few
where
weeks
I
were
thought,
tough.
Is this anger or is she really helping the baby? Because she would I didn't know a baby's
no, you
arm
knew
could
that.
bend back like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
She's putting the
She
little
was
sweater
pushing him.
on.
She was pushing him off
Yeah,
of
she
things.
wanted to be involved in. That's when she wants to be in the middle of stuff.
Yeah.
She does not want to be pushed aside and off stage.
No.
And so she's there, and she is a great little sister. big sister, actually.
Yeah.
But I mean, but I want you to take that first thing I said, which is, yes, you are an example of someone, whatever, and we all have bullshit and judgments in our head and huge fears. But you took that, and the result was Natalia.
And Jameson.
And people, well, I'm talking about the first one, is you did when people asked me, because Jameson was kind of like, the law had progressed. Your process of getting there had progressed. You had weeded. But for Natalia, you had to weed through all these horrific options that you committed to get what you wanted. And that's, you're the example. I say, if I ever have a child, I have to want it that way, that nothing will stop me. Not a physical pain, not the emotional pain. I will keep going. And you got Natalia out of that process, which is, you don't even know what that gift is right now, I don't think. You know what it is now, but as you progress in this life, I know from seeing my family with 8 opportunities, with each one being very specific. Well, I was aware of 7. The older brother's on his own. But you got that. And that is, and it's constantly my example. And it's my easy example. It's like, oh, maybe someone can take care of me in my old age. That's not going to happen. It doesn't have to happen that way. You don't. You want it because in your heart you know you are a mother. You're a mother and you want a child. And you didn't let anything get in your way. And I know the terror. I mean, again, waking up in the middle of the night thinking this is all horribly wrong. And it's going to and it happens to all of us for much smaller reasons. And you had this grand reason of like, my life, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to change the whole trajectory of my life. And you did it. And you didn't let anyone talk you out of it, and you didn't talk yourself out of it.
Well, I didn't tell a lot of people.
No, but
remember?
Again.
Because I figured that people would make fun
well,
of
I
me.
mean, no, but after what you've done... It's not
fine.
violent.
Okay.
No, but after what you've done...
thank you.
No,
that's
just
beautiful.
you need to... You really need to know that. And that's not just my opinion.
That's nice.
There are many people who kind of... God has a plan, and everyone has a reason, but they step sideways into things, or they kind of drift without really guiding themselves, and that's how their life is supposed to go. But to go in, flags flying, trumpets blaring, that's kind of how I would like to run my life. It's a choice that sounds...
But you do.
And well, it's again, like to like, and there are all sorts of ways that we're called upon to do, and we're spared from our own mistakes, and things correct themselves if you but you're not hit unless you're playing in traffic. It doesn't happen unless you're, dancing on the hilltops waiting for the lightning to strike. It doesn't happen when you're at home locked in a room by yourself watching TV. And you didn't. You did it. That's all. Move on.
I know. I'm completely validated right now. I don't even know what to do with myself.
That's what I bring to these products. Validation.
Can I just repeat? Because when I was going over like what I wanted to talk about, right? I remembered telling, because I didn't tell anybody what I was doing, right, when I was going through adoption and or having it on my own. I remember sitting with you at Senor Fred, right, and telling you the entire story.
Yeah.
And the one moment, it's like when you know that you have a really good fucking friend is when they get something that you're telling them that you've experienced with tremendous pain or profound emotion, right? And when you tell them the story and they receive it with the same profound emotion, that's, and you're like, oh, I got a mate. I got someone. And this is how I feel about Christian. We are like brother and sister, but better, I think, but we're better.
Because you can't choose.
Because you can't
your
choose
siblings.
them. But like to Christian, it's like we'll always know each other. We'll always. That's like a fact.
Yes.
That's a fact. It doesn't matter if we work together or don't, or one of us goes off for like 2. We'll always know each other. I know that for sure. There are some people that you don't know that about, or some people that you think that and then you don't. You go, oh, that sucks. But I was telling you because while I was trying to have the baby, I started with adoption, then I tried to have a baby on my own. Then I left the door open with adoption, right? And I was telling you that story that I got a call because I was in the thick. I think I had just had my 7th surgery or something. I was in the thick of it, and I got this girl chose you for her baby, right? And then when they choose you, you talk to them on the phone first, right?
I remember that.
And I had gone through so much pain, physically and emotionally, right? And I got on the phone with her and we were talking, blah, blah, blah. And with adoption, you have to be very forthcoming about who you are and what you do, because later on, if they say, oh, I want my baby back because she lied to me, right? So you're very forthcoming. Yeah, right. So I said, I'm an actress. And we talked for a little beforehand, right? I said, I'm an actress in Hollywood. I live in Hollywood. I'm an actress. She said, I know you are, Phyllis.
Oh.
And I was like,
right? Yeah.
Oh. Well, she proceeded. I guess she had her whole family there. And, I don't at all. I'm not like hitting being on a soap opera and making money at it. And
no.
There
are two routes here. We depend on that kind of fidelity for our careers, and there's no question about it.
Right.
We encourage it. Thank you very much. That's how we earn our money.
Sure.
Give us
but
a
when
job.
she said that, I was like, and then she's like, I have my mom here. Can you get on the phone with my mom? My sister's here. Can you say something to my sister? And I was just, it turned into what I felt a freak show. And it was one of, like, truly, since I'm a crier, it was one of the most painful.
Oh, I remember it. I remember it.
That all of a sudden it turned into, a meet and greet.
Because it's not. It's not
and
you anymore.
It's not me.
It's not you anymore.
It wasn't me.
And
It was
could
Phyllis.
Not be a more personal, vulnerable place you're in, and I've been there, and I think most people who have some sort of level of celebrity have been there, where all of a sudden you're mistaken. And for something that's not real,
and it was so personal, right?
And you're caught. Now, if you were on an appearance, if we're on the set,
sure, different, totally different.
But
I want to give my baby
there are
to
very
you, Phyllis.
few more intimate places than that.
Yeah.
And and it happens even with relatives, which is shocking.
Yes.
And I've told you those stories too.
Yeah, I have
where
it
it's
too.
like all of a sudden there's a bit of a fan vibe creeps into family, and you're like, wow.
You don't know what to do with it because it's not the same
and
relationship.
the closer you are, it's a betrayal, because then you're like, I'm here. It's me.
It's me.
Don't mistake it.
And I get like, I'm not that special. And then sometimes with my sister, they disregard my sister.
You will never hear that out of my mouth.
What?
I am not that special.
But they'll disregard my sister, and then I don't dig that because it's wrong. But when I told you that story about when she said, I know you are, Phyllis, you felt the same. It was just, because I had told that story to other people, and they were like, oh, wow, she knew Phyllis. And I'm like, yeah, it's not the point.
No, I've had that, like I said, that same, I think, my mother when she was alive, and it's an odd thing. Don't plan on it. You hear it all the time.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful. And in the proper occasion, it's like, yeah.
Sure, because we're doing it.
Are you going to give me something free for being Michael? It's like, oh my God, you want airline stewardesses to know all about that? You want people to really like pony up. What do I get for being a big celebrity star? Is it free stuff? I'm constantly, we're like vultures. But then do I get extra help? Someone brought me free cake. I thought the whole career is worth it. I got another slice of baked Alaska because I am Michael Baldwin.
Listen, it's it's the trade-off.
But
it's a trade-off.
It is. But my mother said to me, and it's the most casual thing. She said, "Oh my goodness, it was Christmas or something." And I love Christmas. We had 8 kids. There were 8 kids. There's a crowd. But to me, she said, what do I give someone who has everything? And I'm like, now that sounds like an innocuous enough statement, but then in your little family that you've grown up since you can remember, how did I suddenly become the one who certainly, in my book, I got a list, doesn't have everything.
Yeah, sure.
But you hear that, for some reason that phrase to me fit with watching Extra, or what do I give Beyonce this year? She's got it all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? I'm that person to you?
Sure.
That's not me, though.
Yeah.
That's not how I feel in my head. And it was a totally innocuous statement, but it hit me. It took for a long time.
Yeah.
And nothing is
Especially
as intimate as yours.
Your mother.
My mother, Alice.
No, but especially from your mother.
Yeah, of
But your mother.
course. But yeah, that it was, and then it did not. She was not by any means a fan, but New Orleans, my hometown, is just we're the number one market for Young and the Restless.
Young and the Restless is
we are
like,
huge there.
Yeah, it's like
Michelle remembers Mr. Andre, my dad. It was brutal.
His dad. I love that your dad took advantage of it, though. He's
My
like,
dad-
my son is Michael Baldwin.
He'd whisper. I'd go down to
He'd
New
get
Orleans.
the
And go, should I
ladies.
get the outfit? Should I put the outfit on? Now my dad's ex-military, so he loves a good outfit. It's kind of we're hoisted on our own petard, but those particular little and that, like I said, yours is way beyond. But we've had it. Remember I told you at funerals and stuff like that, and it'll catch you.
Yeah,
in places where the show is really saturated.
This is inappropriate. Yeah.
And you kind of have to put yourself in the place of like, well, if it were, a Vanessa Redgrave, I might just stumble all over the place and be crazy.
Really? No, you wouldn't, because what happens with me when I see someone that I really admire, an actor of some sort or just a famous person, I go inside, like I get like too close to the
I get
sun.
mute and
like you did that with Sydney Pollock at
I
that
did it with
party that we were at, which is a great story. We were at this very, very intimate wine tasting charity for literacy.
Sydney Pollock.
And Sydney Pollock was
Poor
there.
thing.
Big celebrities were there. Big celebrities. Sydney Pollock, and it was. I mean, that was pretty great. And
pretty great, that hallway.
and it was wine tasting, right? We were drinking these great wines. And you walked
And the sommelier kept talking about the wine. And I hadn't really dealt with that before, but they're telling you, it's their job. And it was all these beautiful wines, and mine is like, put a straw in it and pass it to me.
Yeah, they were pretty great.
And it was like, it was just fascinating. He was so passionate about it. And all of a sudden, I walked down the hallway, and who's walking this way?
And you're like, do I? And it's really that. So do I not say? Do I pretend they don't exist? Do I say something witty? Which you did.
Yeah, I said, if you just want a glass of wine, you better prep. Just not holding back. And I'm like, he walked by, and I'm like, oh!
Did he laugh?
Tootsie! He had Tootsie I could have
know,
asked him
you
about.
wanted to. You're
I
like,
wanted to, like, I begged you to get help. The best line in the world.
Oh my
I
God,
begged
Michael! I begged you to get therapy.
Therapy.
Just so you know, Christian and I, when we worked together at The Young and the Restless,
Yes.
we share love for some of the same movies.
Yes.
As films. Yeah.
Films.
Films.
They've
Films.
now that we're in the business of more than 1,000 years, we call them films. Films.
And we would have fun if we thought a scene was particularly like dry, because every now and then you get a dry one, right?
Every now and then you got to pump it. We spin gold. Remember, that's what we do. Spin gold. Spin gold.
Ooh, this is a good one. It's Cuban coffee.
Mm.
It's very good. All right, but
It's like porn.
Sounds great.
Let me talk to you about Sydney Pollock.
But we have a love for Tootsie in terms of
Tootsie.
endearment.
Terms of endearment.
Those two films, and we would throw lines
Into
from
the
those.
Into the
And
play.
I remember when we had
Remember
some
it?
scenes, and when we threw in Charles Grodin and Diane Cannon
You
and Heaven Can Wait, and we
loved
played it like that.
Yes.
You liked me. We
you would
played
take, yeah, because it would be approach.
You probably didn't notice, but we thought we
No.
were awesome.
Well, I mean, it's another way to come about a character. It really is. I mean, you have moments that on the show that would mimic sometimes. I do remember putting some stuff in.
We
Remember
had
the one about
had
there's not a day that
Nefarious.
goes by where I don't pray a comet comes streaming to this place to bring me sweet relief. And I got it out in one breath.
Oh my God, I know. And you hope you get it out, you throw it out there, not when they rehearse, but when they film,
Shooting of it.
right? And you hope, they're not going to stop. And they were pretty good then.
Well, he didn't know it.
They didn't know it.
They don't know.
They
Not
say,
everybody's that kind of.
Can you get away with that on the show now?
I do with Greg all the time because Greg and I
Still?
are huge fans of Soap Dish.
Oh, yeah.
So constantly I walk and I go, or Arrested Development. Constantly
Yes.
I walk and I go, hey, brother. And It's just slightly tweaked that way. Hey, brother.
Do they? Okay, listen. Do they
Yeah.
let it go still?
They don't know. They don't know. And now we have someone from Britain. We could really get away with anything now.
You know what? I'll be honest. On GH, I can't do that.
Well, you know what? We're never. And
I
don't-
try,
I'm not
and
doing
they're
that
like,
character.
that's not the line. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but you know.
Yeah, I knew that.
We don't, and I believe
I have
in
to.
integrity,
I have
but
to
we
ask first.
actually talked
Clear
about
it with
this.
3
we
different
don't change
people.
as much as we used to.
I know.
Because it is a character that you don't want to be playing yourself. You want to play this character, and incrementally you could bring it over the years. But I like that we keep the characters far away from who we are.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's the only way that gets you through more than a couple of years on. I think,
Oh yeah. If
Daytime.
it's
Or
too
you're
close.
you're just treading. I mean, to me, that's not the actor I want to be. It would
Yeah,
be,
yeah.
I like playing someone else.
You know what?
But you're
because
standing up for
because
me.
you're such a good actor, and you have 3 Emmys.
I have, and you know what? It's more than 2.
It is more than 2.
Because as I remember from university, 3 is
It's more than 2.
I remember learning that somewhere down the line, and it stood me in good stead.
It's not a funny joke anymore.
Endlessly, I'll go home tonight thinking,
It's not funny. It's
got
not
it in.
funny. It's just not funny. You have to know when to stop the joke.
your wing is broken on yours. You just like you moved on. Mine. I'm just still hugging,
Polishing.
Like I got one and I talked to them and named them. Yeah, you've moved on with
You
your
know
life.
what?
It
I
doesn't
actually
mean
haven't.
anymore to you.
I actually. Oh,
I mean,
because it's
no,
just
because you
it's
got a
such
baby
it's
upstairs
such a
screaming
memory.
bloody
It's
murder.
such a memory. Like I don't care about being
Isn't it
validated
too fast?
or anymore.
Emmy,
I'm just
Schmemmy.
earning a paycheck now.
You don't care what you don't care the hoi polloi.
You know what? The other day I looked at them.
independent.
The other day I looked at them and I'm like, this is really degraded. Like both of them are trashed.
Yeah.
And they're trashed because of all the moves I've had and the bad Packers I've had.
I've had some bad Packers too.
Yeah. And I'm like, I actually emailed David Michaels and I said, can I get like an
Replacement?
upgrade? And immediately he was on it. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna make them look nice because you work hard.
Listen,
You work hard
you-
for my two.
Yeah, but they're like now it's like the you were using for doorstops and stuff, which I respect.
No, I wasn't.
There was a time when
No,
I would find them in odd
wasn't.
places
Because maybe I was rearranging the room or something. Maybe I was rearranging the room.
You need to crack
I
some
wouldn't.
spots.
I never disrespected it. It was.
No. I
It
would
was.
never. No.
Yeah. It was a.
You
a
earned
very
those, and I remember
cool.
we all stood up. It was wonderful. You deserved them.
I remember.
We
I
stood
remember
up.
the 3 times we stood up
The
for
3
you.
times we stood up. I remember
Okay.
when you didn't have to stand up because I lost the last time, but you yelled my name. I like that.
When?
You and Shelly and when we were all at the
Hey,
last
did
Emmys, yeah.
Did you know we
You told me
did?
that, but
Oh,
I heard
told
your voice.
You. Okay, we screamed
No,
for
I heard
you.
your voice, yeah.
Yeah, Shelly and Jean.
You were, yeah.
They love you.
They're wonderful. They gave that
They
storyline.
actually, they actually said we of the five nominees, we wrote 4 of the stories.
Yeah,
They wrote 4 of the
every
stories
reason
for
to
the
be
5
excited.
lead
They
actor
were-
nominees.
They're
Yeah.
the one who wrote Michael's prostate cancer storyline, and that's what I was nominated on.
Yes.
So yeah,
And it was very good work. You know what? These Emmys. Let's talk about this for a second. It's not in my notes, but we're talking. It's an
schmokes.
it's an interesting thing because I judge and you judge.
Yes.
And I'll judge and I'll be like, oh, that person is the clear-cut winner, and then they don't win, and I'm always like, whoa, okay. And it's really interesting how they go. I'm never discounting the winner because it's just a game at the end of the day. And you play the game and maybe you win, maybe you lose. But sometimes I'm like, oh, okay. Or somebody did get nominated and you're like, wow, I really liked that. Like that's happened.
Sure.
But it's interesting. It's just, I guess, the person who gets the most shared opinion ends up being the winner.
I would think that, at the end with any award show, it's so subjective, first off. If you honestly think when you do win that you are the most outstanding actor,
That's a trap.
It's an important thing to have a perspective when you go in. And certainly I work for them. Full disclosure, I work to get people to be more involved because the Emmys have and always were and always will be a business proposition. They are meant After you go to the Tonys, if you don't want to go out and see a play, then the Tonys are not a successful thing.
Right.
If you don't want to go see a movie after the Oscars have not worked as a business proposition.
For sure.
This is what they're for. We're supposed to excite and enthuse the audience to come to our medium and try it out.
Right.
And if it has none, it doesn't. So, I mean, that's why I want people to vote. And
Right.
if you're going to have an award show in them, and then also I'm from New Orleans, so we have a celebration for everything. And everything should. Life is hard. We have a difficult profession. Not that everyone doesn't, but I encourage every profession to have
It's
a
a tough
party.
gig. It's-
As many parties to celebrate your
Yeah, I
profession
agree.
and your life as much. Because you know
agree.
what? Nothing's promised to you. Life is short. Go out there. Celebrate, pat your friends on the back, say good job, let them pat you on the back, let them tell you have a good shot, and freaking take it. Take it when they say that and say, yes, thank you. I worked really hard, and if you enjoy my work and you vote, thank you for that. And if you don't, I will try harder next time. I will get to you because that's my job, is to get to you. And do it that way. But I mean, the people, so many award shows. Fine, Debbie Downer. You can go sit and don't go to any of them. Don't participate, and that's a valid reaction because it's subjective. You are telling someone that this art is better than this art. It's a hopeless cause.
Yeah.
But if there's a chance, that my attitude
Having
is
a
if
good
I
time?
win this year, they finally had good taste. Finally. It's a legitimate judgment of acting.
No,
and when I lose, it's like, well, you know what? It's just a game. And
I know it's the greatest. It's the most fair thing when you
in
win.
Africa could win.
Yeah.
If I lose, then
Yeah.
Red Mold is
For
going to be
sure.
nominated. But
For
when I
sure.
win, finally.
Well, I mean, and when Christian and I would get nominated, we'd always because
Right.
because life, this business, it's rare that people are really telling you you're great, and you don't need to hear that you're great. You don't. But every now and then, like, hey, that was a good scene. That's helpful. That's a cool thing. So a little encouragement is nice. And we would go if we got nominated. We'd take a moment that day to celebrate ourselves, and we'd go out for lunch or coffee and just talk about how great we are.
Yeah. What are you going to submit? We would go out and we would celebrate ourselves. That's how we say it. We'd go celebrate ourselves.
And I actually think
Not
that
with a lot of people either.
No,
It
no,
would be the
and
two
we
of
just
us
talk
usually.
about how great we are
Because nobody, you don't
for
want
an
any,
hour.
You don't want any friend to see that.
No, you don't want to see it.
You clutch that.
We
to
talk
your-
about,
to
like,
in
you're
your cold
great,
dead
I'm
hands
great.
as you pass away, and maybe
We're
when the oxygen is being
great.
shut off, you say, "I used to go celebrate myself with Michelle."
And I
Done.
think it's important. I think
It
it's
is.
important because fucking life is tough, and especially when you're in the public eye. Oh, you suck. You're not that great. Okay, and we were great. With
And
each
again, I have come from a culture that firmly believes in that. In Louisiana, as you decay with the tropics, there is a very Latin attitude about life is now and have fun. Now, that doesn't make a good contractor. Let me just say that. Your
Yeah.
house won't get fixed right away.
No.
Right. No matter how
No.
great they are.
No.
But it makes for a tone of life that is conducive to art.
For sure.
And,
sure.
That's
I
what
agree.
I love about my city is you come away from there, you want to do
Listen,
better art.
Listen,
New Orleans
I've
is
had
great
it.
for that.
I've had such a change in my life, even though with the kid and the crazy, and it's a hard year. But I've had major changes that I probably really won't see. It's a ripple effect in my life, until next year. But it's an interesting thing with the last couple of years I've been not wanting to live in LA, right? And I'm a real estate stalker, constantly looking for other places to live. I just want to live somewhere else. I don't want to be in LA. It's so tough. I don't want my children in LA. Blah, blah, blah. And I realized, and also, this business, maybe I want to do something else. Maybe I don't want to act anymore. Maybe I want to do this. And I've realized that's bullshit. It's bullshit. First of all, I'm staying in LA, and I'm going to complain about it.
Sure.
That's what I decided. I'm gonna stay.
It's a valid choice, and I think a
Stay
choice made
here,
by a lot of
but
people.
complain all the time.
LA won't get better unless you point out its flaws.
I'm
Welcome
like,
to the club.
yeah, it's like I'm
Yeah.
just gonna complain about the
As
traffic.
the sun
blah, 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 blah.
shines, as the
But I'm gonna
beach,
stay.
the waves come on the beach, you
Yeah.
get to complain.
Right, I'm gonna stay. And also, I've dealt in other areas and see other things. This business, show business, is fucking phenomenal business. It is the most interesting people I've ever met in my life. It's so creative. Not saying that there aren't creative people, because I think there's creation in anything you do and there's art in anything you do. But I love actors. I love people who are making something creative to entertain folks. It's a group of the most interesting people. Even when they're crazy, they're interesting. They're so interesting. Yeah. And I go to work. There are so many different types of personalities on my show, on both our shows. And
crazy McCrazy mayor of crazy.
But
town.
it's like, where are you going to find these? It's fun. It's the greatest.
I love damaged people. That's where I've come out.
The greatest people
really
in the world.
Damaged.
Even, and I complain about dating in LA. But it's like still interesting.
Well, now I agree that you should. Having been with you in some of those occasions, I think you have every right in the world.
On the receiving. I had a very interesting thing that happened recently. I'll tell you.
Do you remember the one with Greg and I? It was out of a series.
Can you say it in my ear? What?
Just done. Drop the mic.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. I dated a guy.
But it's everyone.
I think we were all. They used a particular word to describe a person, and we all went
done.
And it's one of those things where you could probably imagine.
It's just
but
we were.
I'm dating him, and I'm like, oh. And
it was a sitcom scene.
That's when you're like, yeah. That's when you're like.
She had brought her friends over to meet this new guy. Very nice, great house, creative guy.
That was.
We're sitting there talking. We're wondering.
Well, that was very telling. That was the beginning of the end.
And then
that was
all of a sudden,
was like a 6-week relationship.
Yeah,
Don't judge me.
But it was just so interesting that.
And they say, and you go, oh.
And all of a sudden, a sentence is heard, and you're like, oh.
And then he said,
and we're done.
Yeah. And enter exit exuent scene left. I mean, where you just know it's so definitively, it's like, good luck with this one. Bye.
Well, I had.
But as a sturdy Polish woman, she lived through the pogroms.
No.
And she can live through that.
And she kept plowing.
And she can. She's a plow woman. And she can live through dating.
Later.
Not many can.
Oh, that was.
But again, that's the process. That really.
It is the process. Okay, we're gonna play a game.
Game time.
Game time.
Oh my God! They flashed a time. It's like the Emmys. But I never listened to them either.
Your speech.
Because my speech is better than anybody else's silence.
That's for sure.
Yep.
That's for sure. Okay.
Let's play a game.
This game is called.
Better be good. I'll get very competitive.
Better be really good.
Who's gonna win?
Well, there's not a winner. It's,
okay.
Honorable mention.
So disappointed.
Well, let's see.
It's called What Annoys You the Most.
Yeah.
What annoys you the most? Because, like I've said before,
we've covered a lot of it.
What I've said
it's not
before,
really anything.
When somebody texts you back K,
I'll get annoyed. It's like when someone texts you back K. I get annoyed.
K. I did that to her. I did that to her today. K.
You did? That's okay. Yeah. But I get annoyed a lot. Like every now and then, I'm like,
picks it up from a team.
That's annoying. That's annoying. Wow. And so on a scale, we're doing on a scale. No, you're not annoying. What annoys you the most?
No, but I find that I'm annoying, so it really kind of inhibits anything.
No, you're not annoying.
No, I get told that a lot.
So listen,
so I'm just like,
on a scale from 1 to 10.
Do we hold up the card?
Yes, it'll be what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say a thing, and you're gonna say on a scale from 1 to 10 how much that annoys you.
Is 10 the worst?
10's the worst.
And I want to get.
Okay. Oh, you're very organized.
Yeah, I want to be able to be on the money because I don't want to be timing out. Like your last question is like, what is the meaning of life?
Cue the music.
Play the music. Play the music.
I know we'll play the music on you exactly.
Is that runny pussy sore? I'll never get out the best. The most amazing question will come right on the half-second mark.
Okay, here's the first question. Okay, when you're merging into traffic,
Just like go right. As soon as you said traffic, I hate traffic, and as you know,
it's the We're
My
sitting for
language.
it.
It's 10.
Oh, and I love
Once
it.
I
'cause
get in a car,
he can get
it's
really
10.
jacked up. And
Oh.
I'm okay with anger.
I had
could-
just thought to myself before
Yeah.
we started this, like, well, there's not many things that annoy me. And then I realized this is why I vote for gun laws, because if I had a gun, I am fully willing to use it in traffic.
He can get mad.
I don't care
And
if
don't
you're
you
a
think
little
I'm
old
cool with it?
lady.
Like you get mad, and I'm like, it doesn't faze me. Like it doesn't faze me.
I don't know, because I'm usually blacked out mad. I don't. The last time I got out of my car, I had a fight.
Say the question.
No. 10. No, it annoys me. Traffic annoys me.
Well, I mean, when you're merging and the person that you're merging in is staying in your fucking blind, I'm like, go fast or go slow, but don't fucking just stay there.
Pick one.
You've got to
Pick
understand.
one.
To me,
Pick
that
one.
is a reason that you should be eliminated from the earth. That it doesn't
Natural
just stop with
selection.
like, oh, you should be ticketed by the appropriate authority. No, this is you should be. No. You should be. Yeah, you should be executed by let me do it, because I would be ready. If, like I said, listen, gun control.
Okay.
Gun control.
We're all
I'm with you.
Less of it regarding traffic.
Are you guys 10 too? You're 10, Tobin. Oh, Tobin's 10.
Oh.
No, I mean
Amazing.
subways. I love to New York because
Like,
I
it
never.
pisses me off, but I'm not like, hey, mother.
No,
But I'm
no.
like, what do you? I just don't
I
understand.
use the
It's
C
like,
word. My sister wouldn't let
Go
me
fast
use
or
the
go
B
slow.
word. And I
Now
only
you
use it
go
in
right
the
to C.
in the car,
Right to
and I'm
C.
appalled when I hear it.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
I use
Sometimes it's
and it's men
necessary.
or women. They all earn the C word, and they earn.
Oh, I love it when men call
10.
men the C word. I think it's so funny.
Well, because you can't see
Makes
the
me
freaking driver
laugh.
until they're
It
unless it's
makes me
some
laugh.
soccer mom in one of those humongous don't get me
All
off,
right.
SUVs who can't see anything
So-
as they crunch children in bikes on their phone. Anyway, go ahead.
So you're at the 7-Eleven or the mini market or a market.
Never gonna happen. That's kind of some
All right,
crazy
you're-
suburb thing.
You're
I'm at
somewhere
Whole
in the
Foods
world.
or I'm nowhere.
Okay, you're at Whole
Erewhon.
Foods. You're at Whole
Erewhon,
Foods.
getting my sushi.
Erewhon.
Okay, I'm at Erewhon.
You're at Erewhon.
Trying-
That's a whole.
no.
That's a
That's like
health place
yuppies
in
rushing
Los
around,
Angeles.
feeding on each other.
That's
Whole
like a
Foods
big
times 10.
health place in
Erewhon
Los
is
Angeles.
crazy. That's some crazy shit
And-
goes on in the
and
line at
someone
airline.
says,
Lunch hour, they drink.
Hey, looks
the
at
tonic
you.
bar?
Looks at you. You can
Got to
see
go
there's
back in the car.
recognition. You can see there's recognition.
Dead.
And they look at you
Yeah.
and they go, "You look so familiar to me." But you know that they know that you're Michael on Young and the Restless, okay? And you know that what they're doing, like, it's not the real, you look familiar, are we related? It's the one where they're like, they're playing the
They're
game.
fishing.
Just come
Yeah.
out and say, "Are you Michael on Young and the
That's
Restless?"
a 0.
Oh, really?
I'm so happy that
I'll
somebody
tell you.
recognizes me.
Well, no, but they play the game. It's a 6 for me, and I'll tell you
would
why.
be amazed at how little, how just a tiny bit of
say,
validation brightens
Are you
my day.
Nina? Are you Nina in General Hospital? It's okay. I'll go. Yeah, I am.
Not even that. It's like a blank.
Really?
It's like I would be the person at the Paramus Mall
I
coming
don't
down the
mind
escalator
that
with
you
my friends saying,
recognize me.
Michael Baldwin.
I
So
don't mind, but I don't want to play a game of you look familiar. Oh,
No,
and
my-
because I'll tell you, I feel very uncomfortable going. Well, I'm Nina in General Hospital. It's not.
Your
I'm
problem.
never going to do that. I'm going to feel uncomfortable doing that because why the fuck should you give a shit about me, right?
You know what? You know what? No, you know. You know what this
But
is?
I'm like-
this is the follow-up, which is, I'm Michael Baldwin. Well, I don't know. I don't watch soaps. That goes to 10 because all of a
Why
sudden
don't
it's
we
like
play this game?
I accidentally had to tell you that I watch, but I don't.
Why
wanna
did
really,
we play the
I don't
game?
watch soaps, and then I've actually watched a woman who did that to me go turn on Springer.
Yeah, and I'm like,
what soul
why-
crushing existence
I
do
did
you
that.
live? You.
I
bred-
did that. I was in line for a plane.
No.
I was in Puerto Rico, and she was like, "You look familiar." And it's the only time I said, "Okay." And it was on Young and the Restless at the time. And I said, "Oh, I don't know why." She goes, "You're so familiar to me." And I said, "Well, I'm on Young and the Restless." And she went, "No, I don't watch. I won't watch
Yeah,
shows,
yeah, yeah.
shows like that.
That's
I don't watch shows like
10.
that."
Yeah.
And it's like, well, don't like now
Really?
diss me.
What are you on watching? What
Don't
are you
diss
watching?
me.
PBS did Masterpiece Theater on at the same time we're on. Is that what you've been watching? Like, now listen. But I will tell you that sometimes you have to be careful because people have waved. I'm going to watch everyone I'm with friends they're waving at someone behind me. Now I have.
See, that's what I'm saying. I never assume.
Michael Baldwin has walked in. No, not anymore. It's like asking a woman if she's pregnant. Just cut your own throat and bleed out because
never ever. Even if she's writhing in pain on a stretcher,
if she's breaching,
don't ask her that she's pregnant.
Don't ask
her.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done it, and the woman was. I went, oh, she said, well, I'm taking maternity leave. I went, oh, are you pregnant? And she just looked at me.
Is someone you know pregnant? Yeah. I know you have to ease.
I mean,
I avoid
never
it like the plague.
it.
She could be on her 5th
ever.
kid. No.
Okay, a slow walker.
Where? In New York?
Anywhere. Well, yeah, in New York.
In New York,
when you want to get somewhere, a slow walker. And who won't let you get around them.
It's not a slow
the
walker. It's the
thing.
catacorner walker. The ones who just drift across without any kind of, you can time it.
If you have problems walking, that's okay. All right?
We're not talking about physical disability.
Yeah.
We'd like to encourage all of our disabled fans not to let us judge you as slow walkers. We prefer special walkers. Now, for a special walker, I get a 6. Oh, okay.
I can't take it.
Are you talking about like?
So you're at the mall.
You're behind them, or are you talking about you're with somebody and they would just walk?
That's another thing altogether.
Bad.
And when you know them,
one's closer to home too.
Ooh, when you know them and they're slow walkers, I'm like, ooh, wow, I don't know.
I'm a very fast walker.
This could be a deal breaker.
Oh, I've had to
with
literally.
Our friendship.
I walk 10, stop 5. Walk 10, stop 5. I actually are several people I know I have to do that with.
Yeah.
And when I don't have to do it, it's just a joy.
I'm a fast walker.
I'm a fast walker too.
Yeah.
So you kind of, and a really fast walker. So I can't. Yeah. That's
okay. This is kind of an obvious one, but I think it's necessary to bring up. When you're on a flight and someone is kicking your seat, and it doesn't have to be a child. I mean, adults do it too. And they're kicking your seat.
How long?
They keep on
the whole flight. Whole flight. Gun control. People, be glad that there's gun control. Because I would take it on a plane and I would use it after a few hours. And I wouldn't even know about it. They'd come and arrest me. I go, I don't know what happened.
The TSA is watching.
I'm going to have to cut
if
out
it's a child,
so much
I've learned to...
I'm going to have to cut out.
I've learned to... No, really. Yes. Gun control is very important to me.
I think you just made it on some sort of list somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean... a kid does it. Okay, you can tell.
No, if a kid does it, it's like the parents are like, you're sitting right
no, an adult does it.
If an adult does it, I have to check to see if they're now that my parents were in their 80s when they.
I think I was on a flight.
I would check age. I would have to get a kind of profile
you have to
together.
You have to sniff it out, look behind you and be like,
I give them the few
Yeah.
Heavy breathing.
Okay, you'll understand this one because of what you're going through. You'll understand this next one, what you're going through and what I've been going through. When you have workmen working on your house, doing some construction in your house, and they do a number 2 in your bathroom. They do a number 2 in your bathroom.
That's... Yeah.
No one. I don't know if I've caught that.
But like,
I'm more. Listen, if that job gets on time and under budget, he could do a number 2 in my hall. I don't care. I have a cat who thinks the world is its toilet, and you have a child who apparently does superhuman diaper deliveries.
Yeah.
So if that job is done well on time, it's all a test. Now, if I've got some incompetent boob, and on top of all the other misery he's giving me, he has destroyed my bathroom, then that's just another, it might be the straw that breaks the camel back, and therefore, gun control. Because it could happen to you.
You guys, I had some guys putting in the counter, and it was almost like, and there were 4 guys, there were 4 guys here, and it was almost like they all decided to do They all decided to do a number 2 at the same time.
Let me tell you.
I couldn't even walk in my hallway.
I have literally walked into my...
Like, what is that? What is that?
They must be lucky. They
what
must just
is
think
that?
they're not...
It was like, and I saw them go in, and when the workman goes into your bathroom, you're like, ooh.
That, I think, is a chick thing.
Swanson meals and too much coffee and nowhere else to go.
Well, yeah.
Well,
What
you know,
are they
but
gonna do?
I've had situations where I've had guys so good that I thought, where did they go?
Yeah.
I'm like, the bathroom looks exactly the way. What did the poor guys do? Because I will say, I will designate.
No, they
"Look,
were being
guys,
very thoughtful, is what they were.
um,
And I don't mind. Go ahead, use my bathroom. But it was almost
Listen,
like, whoa.
That doesn't bother
all
me.
like all four of you, like one after one. Like it was like.
Now, if they did it with evil intent,
I couldn't even come
now,
down.
If these guys,
They didn't. I couldn't come
aimed
down
to
here.
just
It was
make
like
your
it's
living.
like an open the window, yo.
If they went in
open
the reservoir.
window.
Look,
Dad,
if they
open the
planned it,
window.
like if there
Work,
were
help
like,
me out.
like a you know,
I
a-
got
You
kids.
just gotta light a
a
candle.
bean burrito run that happened. and
saving
they-
it up for
They
days.
planned
Salmon,
to,
whatever.
like,
they're-
there was like, if it's just some callous act of
No, it wasn't
That's a
callous.
different-
vandalism,
That's a different kind of sit-in.
yeah,
Still,
yeah,
it was. Wow.
that bitch. I'm gonna take her bathroom and she'll never be able to use it again. You know, I've literally seen people replace the toilets.
I know. I could see that.
And then all the
I
construction
could
was going.
see
It's
that.
like we're never gonna be able to use that.
I
No,
know.
just because I mean it was all being taken out anyway. But it doesn't bother me.
I understand people have to do number
People
twos.
are human. Believe me.
Profound.
That's it.
I-
That's all. That's
people
all.
People
we have
are
to
are
talk
human.
about. That's
I'm
all we
gonna
have
make
to
a
talk
T-shirt
about.
out of that.